This is Danny with QuadLugs, and we're going to go through arming your quad and checking the rotation of the motors. Let's go ahead and plug in the quad, or the NASA system. And now let's turn on the transmitter. And before we plug in the battery, let's make sure the props are off. The props should be off on the build all the way until you're going to fly. So props are off until you're out in the field getting ready to fly. Leave the props off. Let's plug in the battery. And before we get started, let's go over to Advanced and the Motor tab. And let's make sure that we've checked off Intelligent. And let's take the recommended setting here. So we want to make sure that's set there. And this is set here. Again, read all the instructions that are affiliated with this page, as with every page that you're going through when you did the setup. Here and here. Good shape. So now that we've double checked that, we can go ahead and unplug the controller. To arm the quad, making sure the props are off right now, if you go this stick and this stick, you've just armed it. So with our motor selection, after it's armed, if there's no movement on the transmitter, then the quad will disarm itself. Safety. Now we'll arm it and disarm it. Armed, disarm. Arm, no movement, and it'll go ahead and disarm itself. Also, you'll notice the LED flashing. I would go through the manual and it'll tell you a lot of different things about your system, about your NASA system through the flashes here. It'll let you know when the battery's getting low. It'll let you know when it's in fail-safe. It'll let you know that it's healthy. It'll also let you know if it has satellite lock or GPS lock. You'll want that before you take off if you're outside and you want, GPS flying. If you're using it indoors, your quad indoors, GPS does not enter into that picture. You'll have to fly that without the assistance of GPS. Next, we're going to check our motor rotation. Remembering this is motor number 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is counterclockwise, this is clockwise, this is counterclockwise, and this is clockwise. Again, if you need help with that, you can go to this page and it's listed on there. So we're going to arm the quad and we'll start checking rotation. Motor number 1, we want it counterclockwise. And it's turning clockwise. That'll need to be changed. Motor number 2, it's supposed to be clockwise and it is turning properly. Motor number 3 should be counterclockwise and it's turning clockwise. We'll have to change this one. Motor number 4 should be clockwise and it's turning counterclockwise. So we'll need to change this one, and this one. Again, if you remember, all we have to do is switch 2 of the leads. Let's go ahead and unplug our battery. And let's change these. Again, we're just switching any 2. Now we'll plug the battery back into the quad and let's check it again. Again, this should be counterclockwise and it is counterclockwise. This one should be clockwise. Again, it's clockwise. This one should be counterclockwise. And again, here should be clockwise. And it is. So we've checked rotation and we know how to arm and disarm it. Again, armed. And there you go. Let's unplug the battery, turn off the transmitter. Proper sequence for plugging in the battery and turning on the transmitter is to turn the transmitter on first, then plug in the battery. When you're finished, unplug the battery, and then turn off the transmitter. Transmitter is first on, last off. So now we can trim up these wires. I'm going to do that. Be back in a minute. Okay, it's all trimmed up. We tidied up the wires, made them look nice. What we have left to do is install the props, calibrate the GPS, and we'll take it for its first flight. This is Danny with QuadLugs. We'll see you soon.